Then go live. We're doing it live now.
All right.
All right, we
Let's
are
just
live,
go
guys.
live.
Welcome back to What the FiGPiN.
What the FiGPiN?
So it is another amazing Tuesday evening. We have a great show and an amazing guest with us as well. But first, we'll go ahead and check out Battle. How are you doing tonight, my friend?
Doing very well. So excited to have a guest on the show again after many of shows. We have missed our guest, so welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. So, Vicky, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great.
And
But
I guess I know obviously I have to go ahead and make sure that whenever we're setting guests up I'm mentioning that it's Eastern Standard Time because we've had some guests either come on late or go ahead and come on early. So East Coast, Best Coast, or are you a West Coast person? Where are you hailing in the country?
West Coast would be better for me because it's earlier for me, but I'm a Central girl, so.
Okay, all right. Well, Battle knows about that. There you go.
Yeah, on the Texas side, heck, but I'm always from the Southwest, so I don't know. It's always a little different.
Very cool. So, and then for those that don't know, Sailor V Dizzle is another amazing part of the Sailor Moon community. So if you haven't checked it out, definitely go look at. Yep. I saw that was one of the things that I first mentioned was that I saw the hoodie there. So if you haven't checked her out, go onto IG Sailor_V Dizzle. Do you have any other social medias besides Instagram that you do Sailor V Dizzle with, or?
I've been slowly uploading shorts onto YouTube, but that kind of fell off. I do kind of post on TikTok a lot. Okay.
Same username?
Yes.
Okay. All right. We just want to make sure we're going and giving you the opportunity to plug your social medias there. So, but before we get involved with everything, can we go ahead and do a shout out to some of the chat here?
Yes.
Shout out Ochiba.
Yep. We had Zero being the very first comment.
What up, Zero?
Making sure that he was saying that he was the first comment tonight.
I'll see you soon, buddy.
Mr. Morsh, how are you?
Morsh.
Kate Nelson, Queen Nerd, Wookie Pool, and Chiba Wolf. How are you this evening? We have Getty up, Mike, SP Dragon Ball. We haven't seen him in a long time. Hope you're doing well. Charles from FiGPiN. How are you this evening?
Glad to see you too.
I was gonna say that's Linkner D, but it's Link Nerd. There we go.
Yeah.
Sound Warp, man. I'm sure you're excited about the announcement from yesterday with Pins on Fire.
Yes, what a sweet one.
And Wookie Pool is saying West is the best. Well, we'll go ahead and can agree to disagree on that one. So, without further ado, man. Vicky, it's all about you this evening, so we'd love to go ahead and get to know more about you. Battle, I'll let you take it away with the first couple of questions, man.
Let's go.
All right, so I'm just going to throw a random one you're not ready for already. How did you come up with the Vidizzles?
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is a fun story. So my brother is actually, well, he kind of retired from doing it, but he used to do motorcycle stunts up in Chicago.
Yes.
And their group was Midwest Havoc, and one of the stunt riders, one of his best friends was Dizzle. And I always thought, I'm like, oh, that's cool. My brother had a nickname. He's T Unit. My sister was just V. And I'm like, I need a nickname. So I'm like, I'm just gonna borrow Dizzle's name and call myself V Dizzle.
There you go.
Dizzle. That's awesome.
That's fun. That's
I was
definitely
thinking fun. You were maybe like an underground rapper, or like maybe you had a couple singles out there.
Right, I should.
You didn't ever get into the motorcycle stunting yourself?
No, but I'm a pretty good backpack.
Heck yeah, man. The dudes on those bikes that do those crazy things are wild. I love to ride, but I've never been brave enough to do that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, he does all kinds of crazy stuff.
Be safe.
Yes. Yep. Helmets,
gear, head to toe.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
Sure.
Protect the skin at all costs.
Yes.
I mean, I can barely walk without getting hurt. So, I mean, going on a motocross, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Um, so FiGPiN, how, when, what made you get into the world of FiGPiN and the amazing community that we have here?
When the Emerald City Comic Con Sailor Moon was first announced,
Yes.
I'm like, well, I gotta get that.
Okay, cool. So
And
that was your very first FiGPiN then?
That was the very first one, yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's an epic intro to FiGPiN.
Yeah.
Well, so then let's back it up a little bit more. What started your collecting habits, career, problem, however some people like to call it?
Addiction.
Yeah. Mhm.
Back in the 90s, I collected ever since then, Pogs, Beanie Babies.
Pogs. I have a whole thing of Pogs. Yes.
Yeah. The Beanie Babies, I was really big into those. Pokemon cards, literally anything. My Little Ponies. Yeah, Funkos, but I got out of that and now I'm out of FiGPiNs.
Nice.
Awesome. And then, so the Sailor Moon piece of it, how deep are you in that realm of Sailor Moon craziness?
Oh, I'm all in.
Yeah. So like all
That's
the
awesome.
episodes, the yep,
Everything.
all that.
If it's got Sailor Moon, I absorb it.
I was just being told a story that a friend's sister had went to, I'm gonna say it was Japan, and I'm thinking it was back in the 90s. Had was a big Sailor Moon fan, bought some mangas from Japan, and they were all in Japanese.
Yeah.
When his sister comes back and shows him these books, he was just like, "Do you read Japanese?" She's like, "No." And so she kept them, and I guess recently she kind of like looked up, she came across them in her storage. She looked them up. Yeah, I guess she made a couple of bucks off of it because they were like
I can imagine.
Exclusive prints for those issues that she had. So
yeah.
She recently threw it in my buddy's face, like, hey, I knew what I was doing back in the 90s.
Yeah, that stuff
That's
retains
so
value
crazy.
really, really good. A lot of the old vintage merch is so expensive nowadays. So yeah, she probably got pretty good buck off of it.
Yeah, it's definitely fun to go ahead and just, always hope that things that you're buying because you enjoy turn out to go ahead and at least give you a few bucks back at, when you're ready to part with them in the end of it. So
yeah.
I think we've had the conversation with many on this show of like, man, if I just had the toys I had growing up, boy, woof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I still miss that die cast metal Transformer Optimus Prime G1, man, that got burnt up in a fire in my apartment. So
oh
no. Terrible news.
Yep.
Have you seen how much micro machines are going for nowadays?
Micro machines, man, I haven't heard that in such a long time. I totally forgot about those toys.
Yeah, my kids are obsessed with them. The old school metal ones, they're so expensive now. You try to buy them on eBay, yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So talking about like some absurd or oddball things that were surprisingly expensive. So my daughter, when she was much younger, was into those Little Tikes, Little People,
Oh yeah.
and they had all like different play sets, and you can fit little people into them. So I had found like Disney princesses one time, and I'm sure it was like, I'll go ahead and I'll buy it now. We'll keep it for her birthday or Christmas. And like going through some totes, I was just like, oh, she's 8. Like, she's not into this anymore.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and see what it is. And it was still obviously in the packaging, which I'm sure was, like probably 15, 20 bucks for like, cause it was like an only at Target, princess thing. I'm pretty sure it was like $120 that I sold it for. I'm just like,
wow.
How is this even possible? Like, what is going on? So yeah, I mean, but it's just, again, yep.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's definitely funny just to go ahead and see kind of those, oddball one-off. Well, I mean, little people are still around, right? So it's not,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a one-off thing, but yeah, it's definitely fun.
Well, how is this character that we have here in your little logo, is that your favorite character? And maybe you could fill us in a little bit on like what started you into Sailor Moon? Like, have you watched it since you were a little kid? Is it something that you've come across in the later years, or how did it make you fall down that wormhole?
I was in 3rd grade in the 90s,
Yeah.
and I would
Wow.
run home from school every day just to watch this show. And I've been
No.
hooked on it ever since.
That's
That
awesome.
Back in
character,
the 90s when you had to go ahead and like make sure you didn't miss a show because you might never see that episode again.
yeah, or
Yeah.
recorded on a VHS.
When you would get home and it didn't work, or like so you'd forget to put the tape in or something. Oh
Yeah.
man, I had a couple
Accidentally
of those.
record over something.
Oh yeah, some important stuff. That'd be mad.
So we have Ochiba Wolf asking, what are your top 3 favorite fig pins that she sees that you have a ton of fig pins now?
Oh, my top 3. Probably my very first Emerald City Comic Con Sailor Moon, because that's what started it.
Okay.
Gosh, I don't know. I really like them all. Glitter Sailor Mars from Alliance Fest this year. She's really cool.
Did you get to go to Alliance Fest?
No, I didn't, but Professor helped me out.
Professor coming in clutch all the time. He's
all the
man.
time, all the time.
Actually, I think that's how we kind of got introduced, was because of Professor. So thank you, Professor,
Yeah.
for making the contact there with us.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's so hard. Well, I really like my Raya pins too. I'm a really big fan of Raya.
Those
So
came out good.
Sisu, I love her. The Sisu pin. That's one of my favorites too.
You mean the dragon?
Yeah.
It wasn't Sisu. They had those pins before the movie came out. So.
Oh yeah, dragon. The dragon.
So are you an ultimate collector where you actually have them displayed like Sir John behind him, or are you like me where they're all in boxes at the moment?
They're all stacked up in a box.
That's exactly. I think a ton of mine lately are in the original box stacked on a bed, and my father-in-law's sick of it.
Oh man, no, mine are all organized nicely in a box until I get more shelves. I need
Hey,
more
you
cabinets.
guys make fun of me about the wall, but if I had the opportunity to turn the camera, you'll see the chaos that is locked in storage totes here, man.
Man, I do love that wall. I honestly miss my room where I had it all displayed, and then that all came down. I just got it kind of done too. And
yeah, I need more shelving for all my stuff. I got too much stuff.
Expensive.
It is, yeah, definitely. It's one of those things where, I mean, I'm still obviously trying to be a completionist here. I mean, there's still a couple of missing spots here that are really hard to find pins. But it's probably the first collection that I've ever had that I was like, I want to have all of these.
Mhm.
Some of the other, I've had Transformers in the past. I mean, I did Star Wars Black Series, so I was very specific with like what I was collecting with that. I have a very limited Funko Pop collection as well, so it's really first Mandalorian and Dragon Ball Z, and it's like just characters that I like, so it's not like I'm trying to go ahead and be completionist with that either. So yeah, it's fun going ahead and getting involved with craziness and then just not having enough space to display or store.
Yeah.
What we have, Deku Pops asking, what are some pins you want to see be made?
Oh, there's a lot. There's so many things that they could do.
This is true.
Definitely continue on with Sailor Moon. I'm gonna have Ochiba Wolf's back and say we need as many as the Dragon Ball Z and all the Dragon Ball pins and that many. And there's so many too. There's so many villains. Just it's like secondary main characters. There's a lot more Sailor Guardians that they could do too. So yeah, a lot of Sailor Moon. Maybe some like,
Speaking of Guardians, I did see, I'm pretty sure it was a Chiba Wolf that answered Battle's question. So your logo is a emoji of you as a Guardian.
oh yes, that is me and my two kitties.
Well, that is awesome.
Mhm.
And is that like you had that drawn up by somebody, or is there an app that does that for you? Or yeah,
I commissioned Ghibli art on Instagram to.
That is super fun. I like that logo way more now. I mean, I just don't know enough about it, so I'd have never known. But now that you say that, I can see it. That's really neat.
Yeah. My two kitties, Jukebox and Cheeto.
and then what? I
Oh,
can't
what
really
is it?
tell with what's in your hands. No, in your logo. I'm sorry.
Oh, nothing. I'm just
Oh, okay.
In the
It's
first
doing a
yeah.
pose.
oh, is that hair on the right hand
Yeah.
side? Okay.
Yeah, that's
It looked like there was something like,
long hair.
somebody else pulled it. So, okay, I got it now. I see it now. Very, very cool. I like that. And what was the name of the art?
Ghibli art, Ghibli, GUIBLY _ art on
Very
Instagram.
cool. Very, very cool. Are you? Yeah. Well, I guess I'll just ask the question. So, significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. If they're around, you can have them earmuff it. What is your single most expensive FiGPiN purchase to date?
Okay, do you mean just on one pin or
Just on a single pin? Yeah. So.
The Alliance Fest Mars?
Okay. All right.
That's it.
And do we dare ask how much you spent on Alliance Fest Mars? If you don't want to answer, that's okay. You don't have to.
We have to have Professor write that in the comments because I got it from him.
Made
Whatever
out
the
like a
pin was,
professor.
because it was a little bit more expensive because of that box set that you had to buy, and plus the
I didn't
admission
break it up.
to Alliance Fest. So it was a little.
Yeah. All the travel in there, the admission's definitely not cheap. All the fun that you have in there is definitely it all adds up very quick. That is for darn sure.
It was worth it though. She's gorgeous.
Well, speaking of Alliance Fest, I'm not sure if you're aware, there's Alliance Fest happening at NYCC. Are you able to go ahead and make it to New York City Comic Con?
No.
All right.
No.
So you might need Professor to go ahead or someone to help you out if there's
I'm
another
gonna need help. Yeah.
the other Moonkin at least the Alliance Fest piece of it. So
Yeah. So if anyone wants to help, I'd be
help out the Sailor Moon people. Definitely get them their pins.
Yeah.
Well, I do finally have some good news after weeks and weeks and weeks of pretty much bugging my bosses every single day. I finally got confirmation that I can leave on the 1st and I don't have to be back until the 17th, I think. So I'm going to Comic-Con.
There you go, man. Great. Sweet.
I tried my darndest. I was like, I don't need to come back until the month after on the 5th. And they're like, you need a month off? I was like, no, but you haven't told me when I need to be back yet. So I'm okay with it. And they're like, no, come back.
So that means that you'll get to hear me snoring then when we're bunked up together.
Vice versa, best bring them earplugs.
All right, I'll bring the earplugs also, man.
Hell yeah.
Very cool. Well, I'm excited for that battle for sure. But the thing is, we'll finally
fun.
be doing something together in person.
Yes, that's gonna be super fun. Well, we probably need to talk offhand and make sure we have everything ready.
Yeah, for sure. What else have we not talked about yet today?
Oh, so much has been happening. We haven't even touched the surface of it.
Well, so we did have, and I did see Sound Warp in there, and I know that there's an announcement that happened yesterday that I mentioned earlier with Pins on Fire. They're going to Transformer Con or TFcon in Orlando, Florida in October. I think it's towards the end of October. They have a exclusive, my gosh, why can't I think of the character's name? I was going to say Soundcracker, but now I have Sound Warp in my head. Thundercracker exclusive for TFcon. So it is definitely very, very cool to have another con be attended by a retailer and have an exclusive specifically for that con. So yeah, I mean, congratulations to Pins on Fire for another amazing exclusive. It looks definitely cool, and
It was a cool looking pin.
It is a LE of 750. So if you are in Orlando or know people that are going to it, make sure that you're reaching out to see if they can stop by Pins on Fire's booth to pick up one of the Thundercrackers FiGPiNs for you.
Man, and I think if I remember correctly, it was Sound Warp and maybe another person who's a big Transformer fan. Right as they posted it, they're like, there it is. It's finally out. We've been waiting for that pin. So I know there's a bunch of people super happy to see it, and it does look great.
Yeah. Yep. Man, what else? Oh, Tien is currently available on Poptopia from the recent release of the Dragon Ball Super lineup. So if you have not, check out poptopia.us. I'm pretty sure is their website. And then they have that Tienshin from Dragon Ball Super available on it. We also had a announcement from Disney Parks having the reindeer as well as the toy soldier Disney Park exclusive. So what did you guys think of those pins?
Not something I'm gonna buy, but they're cute.
Yep, I'll tell you, and I get that it's obviously licensed art, so FiGPiN is getting from a style and guidebook from Disney specifically, so that it's approved artwork already. But there is something about the reindeer that just kind of like throws me off about it. I mean, the toy soldier looks cool. Not that the reindeer looks bad, but it just, I don't know, something just doesn't look right with that reindeer for whatever reason. Maybe it's one of those things where like in hand they'll look a lot better. But looking at it in a digital form, like, I don't know, it's kind of creepy to me, I guess.
I can't put my finger on what it is, but just like the human aspect of it, or just like the way it's standing and like kind of looking at you, like you're like, I don't know if this thing is cute as snot or it's gonna eat me. You're like, I don't know what it is. I do like them though. I do think they were neat. The little toy soldier, I always want to call him a little nutcracker looking guy, but yeah, I think that one's gonna be a good first edition. I think hopefully Disney Parks will be putting some more stuff out very close to it. I'm hoping Disney Parks put some really neat things out for the upcoming Halloween season, since they're already maybe talking about some Christmas stuff.
Yeah, it is. I was, when I first saw that, my initial response was, where's Halloween? Where's Thanksgiving? Like, are we just jumping? It's kind of like in June when I mean, I have kids. I know Battle, you hopefully are working on that now, being married. And Vicky, I'm not sure if you have children or not, but it's great. So like in June when you're going to stores and you start seeing them have the back to school stuff, you're just like, what are you doing? Like, we just got out of school. Why would you be doing this? So I felt the same with the announcement for the Christmas lineup for those Disney Park exclusives, but still very cool. And I'm glad that Disney is still such a good partner with FiGPiN.
Definitely.
And I'm only bringing this up because there's been a lot of discussion online recently about it, and I'm not sure if maybe and I know that some people talked about it today so we'll do a two-parter here. There was that surprise drop of Nezuko. So I'm not sure, Vicky, are you a Demon Slayer fan?
Yes, I am. I bought her.
So this is the the non-horse chomp Nezuko, right?
Her berserk mode.
Yep. And I was looking at her earlier. I'm like, why does she have a leg cast on? Because it looks like she has like a boot on her, like on her one leg, like she broke her leg. But then I was like, oh, that's just her actual boot. But yeah, she looks amazing. So I'm excited for that pin for sure. It is a LE of 1,000.
Yeah.
So did you guys pick her up today?
I did.
I have not yet had a chance to do it. I was working pretty much all day. So.
Yep.
It was one of those I had to. I have always liked her, like the way in her normal one with just her details in her dress. I've always thought that pin in person is fantastic. So when I saw that, I figured it was going to look just as good. I had to go ahead and jump on it. And then I made the mistake too of finally remembering fat gum. So I finally got my first fat gum on the way. Well, man, the one thing we talked about it prior to, but adding the 2 exclusives in the fat gum, man, I paid something like $14 in shipping or something.
Well, and that's where I was going with the second part of this is FiGPiN going ahead and doing away with their free shipping after $50. So I know that there's been a lot of talk on the different social media platforms, but I wanted to go ahead and chat about it with both of you and see your thoughts and suggestions possibly. I know that some of the FiGPiN team is listening, and maybe they'll go ahead and obviously just get wind of the conversation to see what So what do you guys think? I mean, are you happy about it? What are you sad about the situation? What's the deal?
Dizzy, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'm either or. I usually don't really spend 50 at a time, so I would never get the free shipping anyways. So to me, it's meh.
Okay.
But for other people, other websites, I do appreciate that free shipping. So
Okay. All right. So you being a
in the middle.
yeah. So you going ahead and only purchasing 1 or 2 pins at a time, never getting to that threshold, paying. I believe it's $6 for 1 pin, and then it jumps up to $13, or it's $6.50 and then jumps up to $13 with 2 pins. It's just part of that's the business that you're in, because that's kind of the realm that you fall in it anyway.
Yep.
Okay. And Battle, what about you, man?
Well, I think we've had this conversation before any of these changes happen. Is I am the cheap dude who will add more pins or more toys or things to my Amazon cart because I'm $20 still away from free shipping. And it's like, do I spend the extra $7 and pay for shipping, or do I spend 20 extra dollars? And for some reason, my brain convinces me that paying more and getting something else is better deal of it, right? So for me, I guess to kind of back up too is I don't think it's necessarily a FiGPiN choice. I mean, it is, right? Like they have to adjust, but man, things have just been going up. I'm sure those costs have been passed on to them and they've incurred them. So, I mean, how could you say that we have to be mad at them when they are incurring those additional costs? But at the same time, I am the one that would go for the $50, add the one on. And so now I'm like, man, I haven't got the fat gum yet. Threw it on and it went from $6 to 13. And I almost went, well, maybe I shouldn't get the fat gum, because I'm basically almost at this point buying another common pin and just shipping. And, maybe the solution is like going to a retailer that does offer the shipping, or and I think that's where majority we have a choice, right? Like maybe another retailer still does it, and then that actually helps some of the retailers get some additional business or something along those lines.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so my thought is, and Battle, like obviously me and you are on the same thing, right? Like I hate chases for this reason, because if I hit a chase, I wind up going ahead and paying $30 extra because I don't want to pay for shipping on it. So instead of paying only $6.50, I go ahead and wind up paying. I was paying $50 to go ahead and get the 3 pins together because I didn't want to pay for shipping. So I would say that I was disappointed to go ahead and see the change, that it went from $50 to we're no longer offering any type of deal for free shipping. I know that some of the retailers, they had to go ahead and some of the FiGPiN retailers, they had to make a decision as well, and they just increased the amount of money that you need to spend on their site to go ahead and hit the free shipping mark, which I think is a pretty common practice amongst most businesses. Is hey, our free shipping was here, obviously shipping costs have increased, so we have to go ahead and waive that option, and we're still offering it. So I would have liked to see FiGPiN, and maybe it's still an option of having, a jump in the price to go ahead and offer free shipping. But then having it go ahead and multiply every time you add a pin, adding another $650. I mean, obviously it doesn't make sense because we know that they're going to put that pin in one box and the weight is not going to go ahead and accumulate to that much. I know I know it definitely doesn't cost $13 to go ahead and ship 2 pins. Having shipped plenty of pins to many people in this community, I definitely know it's still probably around $6 to $7, where one pin is around $4 and change. But like, I also understand that that even though it's $650 price point for shipping, the box, the tape to go ahead, the FiGPiN tape, I mean, all those little things go ahead and add up in costs. So
gotta pay for the person to put the damn tape in the box and all the things.
Absolutely, yeah. So I mean, I understand it, but me personally, I would have just liked to go ahead and see them if they were needing to make that as a business decision for them to go ahead and just increase the free shipping cost instead of it just getting rid of it completely. So I see that there's some controversy about what we were talking about with this reindeer. So Midnight Geek is just making sure to go ahead and let us be aware that the reindeer is not an actual animal pin. It is a person dressed up as an animal that is part of the holiday parade. Yes, Battle. And just like the toy soldier, I didn't actually think that was a toy soldier pin. I do know that is a person dressed in the toy soldier costume. So, but thank you for letting us. Thank you.
They're real. I've seen them on the TV in cartoons. It's a thing.
It's a thing.
Again, I'm not saying I don't like the pins. It's just I think it's one of those things for the rain. I mean, I like the toy soldier. I think just the reindeer is one of those things where you might have to see it in person to kind of
appreciate it
a little bit more than what it is. And there's been a couple. Look, these pins, I didn't like them at first, and then they grew on me for sure. So yeah.
If you actually look at the picture of that reindeer, it has really good detail in it.
Yep.
I think that's kind of part of what plays into the question we have. But I mean, I think once it's in person, you look at the detail, the line work, it's going to be epic. But it's strange a little bit. I think it might just be the pose where he's like, look at all, I don't know.
I guess we'll continue with the Disney lineup here, but move into the Marvel section of things. So we had one of our first 2-pack announcements, or our second 2-pack announcement of Black Widow and Hawkeye, right? So in the new world of FiGPiN, right? This is the second 2-pack. There were other 2-packs way back in the day, and they did away with it for several years, and now they're back. So they have the Sonic and Shadow being a Target exclusive, and now you have the Black Widow and Hawkeye being available from FiGPiN.com. You had announced the Doctor Strange Avengers, as well as a Plastic Empire exclusive, which I'm excited to go ahead and see these when we're at New York City Comic Con.
Yes.
They have old school Vision costume, and then they have the Scarlet Witch old school costume. So it's definitely going to be fun to see those in person. But they also have glitter variants available for those 2 pins. So it's going to go ahead and be fun to see what those look like in person. So check out Plastic Empire at New York City Comic Con. There's definitely some cool pins that they will have there, and there's just something about that old school like green and yellow Vision costume that just hits differently for me. I mean, I don't know. I think that's such a cool outfit. So the Chibo, so 2-packs. There were several 2-packs.
Mickey and Minnie, in color, glitter, and in black and white.
So this is considered a 2-pack. So they come in one packaging, right? So I mean they're in 2 separate cases, but they were just packaged together. So sorry about that.
Also that Thor and Loki.
Yes, Thor and Loki. I can't go ahead and reach that one though. So
man, did you end up getting the 2-pack Witch and Vision? Or
I have not ordered any FiGPiNs this week. So
the thing that I thought was crazy, and I'm super glad I did it. I think it was actually FiGPiN Mania Charles that posted a close up of that Hawkeye pin, and it looks sweet. But I wasn't able to get it the day it dropped, and I saw that it was only an LE 500, and it was like one of those things. I was running between work, and I just got on. I was flipping through a couple people's stories. I actually kind of want to say it was Darth pins, or maybe FiGPiNs. Anyway, it showed that they were there, and then all of a sudden he like circled it and said they're sold out. So I was super bummed, and I didn't get a chance to look at them again until the next day. And I just was like, man, I'm gonna just go look just for poops and laughs. And sure enough, it was on there, and I was able to grab one. So I was excited.
The two
And I
pack
think
of the
which they're still available today, I believe.
yeah, you can still order them.
Yeah, so I don't know if it was just like a glitch or maybe something happened, but yeah, I just remember seeing somebody had posted like sold out, and I was like, oh man, like
Yep, no, there's
missed another one, but so that was exciting. Because I think I think it was Darth, because I think he said there's only like 90 left, something like that, but maybe they didn't restock them all. I mean, I don't know, but I'm glad I got one, is all I was saying. And I wanted to say shout out to FiGPiN Mania. If y'all don't follow that one yet, definitely do. The pictures that they posted on that one definitely made me want it, because it's such a cool looking pin.
definitely fun. And if I remember correctly, so Plastic Empire, I apologize if I totally go ahead and botch this up, but when they're available at NYCC, you can go ahead and purchase the their non-glitter variant, I guess their common pin, for $20. I'm pretty sure it was $20. So you can go ahead and choose which one you're going to go ahead and get. If you want to get both, you can get both, or you can go ahead and do a bundle, and you get 2 of their non-glitters and then 1 of the glitter pins for $60. Again, I apologize if I'm not remembering the price on them. And you can go ahead and do those bundles as well. So if you wanted to get, the Vision one, you would go ahead and ask for a Vision bundle. They will give you 2 of the non-glitter ones and then 1 of the glitter ones. So you're guaranteed to get 1 of the variants. And then if you wanted the Scarlet Witch, you would go ahead and ask for the Scarlet Witch bundle. You would get 2 of their non-glitter variants, and then you would get a guaranteed glitter variant with that. So,
and I also believe, probably butchering this as well, but I think they also have a blind bag version.
oh really?
Now you made me guess, but I kind of wanted to say I saw something like they had a
Again, yeah. I mean,
option.
I just remember seeing those 2 options. So you very well might be accurate. It might be me that's totally botched.
I made it up. Who's to say?
Vicky, what is your favorite Sailor Moon character?
Sailor Moon.
Okay. What is your favorite non-Sailor Guardian character? Right, they're Guardians, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to get down with Sailor Moon lingo, so I'm not completely familiar with it.
Does Sailor Moon's mom count? Because she wasn't technically a guardian. Queen Serenity, she's pretty cool.
Okay.
We love moms.
We do love moms.
Got to give a mom all the credit.
Number one complaint I see is how hard these are to grab. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Achieva Wolf, but is it the cat? Is that Luna?
Oh, that was cool. The little mini was neat.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah. So what? And again, you're gonna hate me because I really don't know Sailor Moon too much, but the bad guy, the tuxedo dude, right? He's a bad guy, right?
No, he's a good guy. He doesn't do much, but he's a good guy. He shows up to say some funny words and then he leaves.
Okay.
He gets encouragement, so we like him.
I mean, does he have a lot of collectible made of him, or
vintage stuff? There was, I want to say, a decent amount, but nowadays, no, hardly any merch is made with him on it.
Huh.
So this is pretty exciting.
Well, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
So NYCC tuxedo mask is going to be made for an exclusive FiGPiN. Leak.
Leaks, yes.
Here's the leaks. Show me the leaks in the
Somebody
chat,
go
guys.
on, put it on a YouTube short and put it on our channel because we need to do more of that too.
Yes. Oh my gosh, this is awesome.
So we were, yeah, and I know I call him a bad guy because he has the mask and in the tuxedo. Yeah. So Tuxedo Mask is going to go ahead and be a exclusive to NYCC. So if you are a fan, make sure that you're going ahead and checking it out at the FiGPiN booth.
Oh, heck yeah.
So I hope Professor, man, we miss alerts because he'd have already had a bazillion posts out there about it. Speaking of some New York City Con drops, once we move on from this one, because Texas is going to be awesome, we're going to have to touch on a few more that were released today, other than just.
Well, let's go ahead and do it, man.
All right. Well, what was the latest? Because I think Nezuko was released, but I don't think she's actually even a New York Con exclusive.
No, she's available to purchase right now. So you can go to FiGPiN's website and go ahead and purchase the Nezuko. But we've had 3 official announcements for New York City Comic Con. I haven't checked in the last few hours to see if there was anything else today, but we have the logo, which is pretty cool. I like that with the lights.
The villain.
We have Chainsaw Man's power, which I did see some people complaining about, like I guess, kind of the artwork with how she's holding the hammer and then the hammer itself. But again, like, this is approved artwork that FiGPiN is going ahead and redrawing that artwork. So again, I don't know what much to go ahead and more to say to that. Although at first it took me for a second because I forgot I haven't watched that anime in so long that I was like, is she having an umbrella? But then I was like, oh wait, no, it's her hammer. So
I thought it was like a shield or something. Yeah.
Yep. And then today we had the Demon Slayer Gitaro.
Yes.
Announced. He looks
so cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, that guy looks badass.
I need him.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's absolutely amazing. I love the artwork on him. Such a cool character too. So
he looks menacing. Just
he
the way
looks
he's standing
so
and all that.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've already kind of chatted about it the first time, but 2 of them that came out today, both Demon Slayer, the way he did, I think it was on FiGPiN Mania, maybe even on FiGPiN themselves, but they did a little short clip of them from the movie or from the show, and then would splice in the way the pin would look.
Yeah.
And the way they did that little collab was awesome. Got me super excited.
Really cool.
For sure. I'll tell you, and kudos to the marketing team. I mean, not that their marketing was bad before, but it just seems that I think that with
they're stepping it up.
The new team, it's definitely some of the different aspects that they brought to the art and style, for sure. As far as the marketing aspect, it's pretty cool, and one of those is a great example, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So FiGPiN Chunin, you just reminded me. Yes, there was another announcement today. I forgot about it. Was the glitter panda from Tekken?
Yeah.
I mean, JJK. Yep. It was funny because I saw someone went ahead and posted that earlier. I forgot that I shared that, and I didn't put it in the notes. But someone was like, yeah, that's the panda from Tekken. And I'm like, wait a second, you are right. There is a panda in Tekken too.
He was bad, man. He could mess some people up. But with them boxing gloves, it looks like old Purple Panda could put some hands on people too.
There you go. I still have yet to get I've watched a little bit of JJK. I have not got really that much into it. Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, I know, and the same thing with Spy Family, man. Like that first episode, I was just like, I know that people love this show, and I'm like, this is so hard for me to go ahead and continue to get to it next for episode 2. And I know that's probably an unpopular opinion, but it is what it is, right? Like, it needs to grab my attention for sure.
Yeah, I haven't.
I don't know
yet.
what it is, but I am the worst TV watcher ever. I can barely keep up with watching Ahsoka, and it is awesome. I'm gonna watch it probably tomorrow during a break if I get one. But man, like I wouldn't mind putting in some time watching Sailor Moon, but there's so many of them. Same thing with Demon Slayer. Same thing with Naruto. I mean,
Oh my
I
gosh.
got these lists, but when can I watch them all? Like there is no time to do this.
If you want to watch Sailor Moon, I suggest starting with Sailor Moon Crystal because it's more condensed and more fast paced and not as many episodes.
Wait a second. Is Sailor Moon Crystal kind of like what they did with Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood?
It's like the reboot, and it follows more closely to the manga than the original 90s anime did.
Okay. All right. So it's not like the same episodes that they did a little bit differently.
It's similar, but it's different.
Okay.
It's very interesting.
I mean, you guys know about Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, right?
No.
You don't know about this?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Sailor Moon.
So yeah, I mean, I love Full Metal Alchemist. It's a great anime. But they went ahead and it's almost like Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Z Kai, right? Like Dragon Ball Z Kai, they went ahead and took out all the blood from it and like kind of like made it for TV.
Yeah.
Where the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, it's the same concept, but they like redid episodes, or they like stopped. They took out episodes. They went in different directions with it, but it all winds up in the same spot, right? So it's all the same thing that they go ahead and do. They just redid it, and you know, a lot of people that liked Full Metal were not happy with Brotherhood of it. So that's why I was thinking maybe you were like kind of going on the same thing, that Crystal was, you know, the original thing but just done differently. So okay.
Yep.
So I had this experience just today, how you're saying like if you're original, or at least from your decade, from your childhood when you watched it, and then they come out with something slightly different, and you're just like, man, okay, I can kind of get into it, but it's not your shit, right? I tried to watch the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie today on Paramount, and while I like it, I thought it was kind of cool so far. I haven't got to finish it. It was another one of those things. I started it, got a couple, I haven't finished it yet, but it kind of bugs me. I'm like, wait a minute, like this isn't how the story went. Wait a minute, like Master Splinter didn't act like that. Like, wait a minute, you know. So I got to keep an open mind. I like where they're going with it. Like, it's kind of cool, but it's different, and I don't like change. Like, go back to the ways, you know.
Did you watch the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Vicky?
No.
No. Oh my gosh.
I'm watching the new One Piece live action.
I haven't got to see that yet either.
I have not.
Awesome?
I've heard a lot of great things for sure about it. So
there's a lot of great things to be said.
although I did see, and then this is not a spoiler or anything, I did see some people complaining about Zorro doing this role in the show, and then they kind of like stop motions him doing the role, and you see his sword bend. It was just like,
oh yeah, you know, I think I've seen a couple of swords like wibbling here and there.
Yep. So I was just like, yeah, I mean, hey, like they're not actual swords people. Like they're gonna go and drop swords. So yeah, it's gonna go on
here and there. But it's really, really good. I really enjoyed it.
That's great. That's good to know. You always kind of worry. I know when we were walking around San Diego, we'd see a lot of the advertisement, and we were just like, it's kind of a 50-50 shot. It's either going to be awesome or womp womp. And so far, people have said it's not bad.
Is it a good way to? So you've been watching it. You're caught up to it.
Yeah, me and my husband finished it. Like
so.
Nice.
Is it a good way? Because I'm sure Battle and I, because I have not watched all of One Piece, although I do love it, because it's, you know, they had to steal the voice actors from Dragon Ball to go into that show as well. So is it a good way to get caught up with the anime? Like, how are they with it? I'm not sure if you ever watched the anime or not.
No, actually, no, I haven't seen the anime yet, but the live action made me really want to start watching it. So
okay,
gonna start. The live action, I would have supposed, since I'd never seen the anime, I'm not really sure, but it starts out with, Luffy, and then he meets all of his crew. So by the end of the first season, he's got his crew. So
Cool.
and the episodes are really, really interesting. I loved it. It was great.
Nice. Well, another one to add to the list, Battle. We both get caught up on that one too now.
So I'm down. I'll find the time.
Vicky, do you mind me asking like the age ranges that your kids are in?
I have my oldest son, he's gonna be 12 in January.
Okay.
My second, he just turned 9, and then my youngest is she just turned 5.
Very cool.
Nice. Not a bad age range.
So and I know that Halloween's what a month and 3 days away from here. So my daughter, who's 10, decided that she wanted to go ahead and start watching Bones.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys ever remember that show with
I don't think I've ever watched it, but I remember it.
Yep. So she's totally in it. Like we're on. I didn't even know that there was 12 seasons to this show. We're on season 7 right now. I watched so many episodes of this over the last 3 weeks of it. We were at, I'm gonna say it was Home Depot. I had to pick something up, and they have their Halloween display. And she saw a bag of bones, and she's like, "Can I be Temperance Brennan for Halloween?"
Oh,
Okay. Like, I'm not sure that's a good thing or bad thing, but like, okay, that's okay. We'll get on that coat for you, and you can carry it. And then she was like, "Well, I want the bag of bones, so people kind of get what I'm talking about." I was like, "All right, that's fine." So yeah, it was.
That's awesome.
that's cute.
I like when they get their imagination going and they just are about something.
Yep.
Those are the good old days.
Oh yeah.
And have you guys like watched or tried to rewatch shows from when you were kids and you were like, "Oh yeah, that's a great show."
Yeah.
But then you're watching it now and you're just like, especially if you watch, you're trying to like, "Oh, hey guys, you love this show, come watch it with me."
Yeah.
Like, you go ahead and turn on Doogie Howser, and literally the first scene is Doogie Howser having sex with a doctor, and you're just like, never mind. Like, okay, totally forget about that stuff, and you're just like, I don't want my kids. Like, no, we're not ready for that stuff yet. So it's just, has that happened
That's
to you?
hilarious.
No, but I finally realized how corny some of the stuff was that I watched. Especially
some of the nostalgia. Yeah, the nostalgia, of course, brings you back and you enjoy it just as much. But like,
yeah.
old school Power Rangers were super goofy.
Yes.
What was the one I was just thinking of? Dinosaurs. Like,
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
like,
Knock them up.
Alf.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these things that just sucked us in. And do you remember the Creep Show? That scary skeleton guy at the beginning? Like, oh man, those were always fun.
Goosebumps?
No, it was like an actual like super late night, supposed to be horror. I think it was.
Oh,
called,
Creep Show. Yeah, Creep Show. Creep Show. Yeah.
Creep Show.
Yep.
Yeah, just but like you watch them now and they're
Yeah.
so terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Someone just wrote something that I got upset about. Now I'm trying to see who wrote it. Yeah, Jay Nelson. Not like Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is the exception to every rule. So don't talk bad about Dragon Ball, Jay Nelson.
You know, it's really funny though, because like I'll see a little short clip on Instagram and it's like so and so in his ultimate, he's fighting his big demon and it's a short clip. So it's like going through his progressions of powering up and like their epic battles, and you're like, man, that would be super cool to go watch. So you look for it and all that. And it's like 30 minutes long and it's just him yelling, trying to power up. And then it's the next episode that they actually fight. And it's just like, oh man.
Hey, Dragon Ball paved the way for filler episodes, okay? So if you need a filler episode, you let your writers watch Dragon Ball to go ahead and know how to do a filler episode.
I don't know. The original Sailor Moon 90s had some pretty wild filler too.
Tales from the Crypt was also.
Yeah,
I know Creep Show and Tales from the Crypt. I both know that they had like kind of skeleton, but I'm thinking it was Tales from the Crypt that you were talking about.
That's the one I was thinking of.
That thing was creepy.
But if you watch it now, it's so terrible and goofy. Like I
Why
remember
can't
it
I?
was,
Why can't I think? There was a movie, Tales from the Crypt. Why can't I think what the name? But Billy Zane was the villain in it. It was such an amazing movie. Tales from the Crypt. What was the name of the movie?
hmm.
Gosh, if you haven't watched it, you have to go ahead and see this movie. Billy Zane, Tales from the Crypt. Demon Knight. It's a
Demon
Tales from the
Knight.
Crypt like story, but it's called Demon Knight. Such a great movie. Such a great movie.
All
If you
right.
if you liked Tales from the Crypt, it was a great movie for sure.
All right, I'm gonna watch that. Probably what I'll try to watch tonight.
Add
So
it
I'll
to
get
the
like
list.
10 minutes into it. Yeah.
Yep.
Passed out.
Let's see what people are saying here. Kaiba anime is good and short. There's a Kaiba anime, like from Yu-Gi-Oh! Kaiba. I also loved Ranma half, 1.5, or I didn't know. Is that Ranma half, or how do you say that? Midnight Geek. You guys ever watch that anime, Ranma 1/2?
Mm-mm.
Ranma, I think it's Ranma and a half.
We definitely need
I've heard of it. I've like seen bits and pieces, but I don't think I've ever watched it.
Billy Zane was great as the Phantom. Yeah, I mean it's man. You see how we go ahead and get off track with all
Yeah.
these tangents that we go on to here. I think that we went ahead and went over what I did see. Professor FiGPiN did join a little bit ago.
Professor.
So, Professor, I don't know if you were on when we said it, but thank you for making the contact between Sailor V Dizzle and us. So we appreciate it. It's been awesome having her on the show. I think that Professor FiGPiN said that he wanted to do a giveaway tonight in honor of having V Dizzle on the show. So he is giving away a Thorn Princess Anime Expo exclusive. I believe it's the glitter variant of it. So we'll go ahead and let you choose someone in the chat.
Right.
And if you haven't seen this, you might go ahead and start seeing people putting numbers in the chat, and that's because
Something John did one time.
Yeah, something I did one time. Sure. That's because Battle had asked for a giveaway one time that what his favorite number was.
Oh,
So it took quite some time for people to go ahead and do it that night.
You know, I still don't know why I get so much heat from it. It was an awesome idea. It's still great today. And I actually was watching another live one. It was for the HRO cards, and they did a 24-hour stream. And these guys would do the same thing. They would write on a piece of paper a number from like 1 to 100. And they would sit there, and you would all see them. They'd all get real close and like be watching. And people would just boom, 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 and they would somehow catch the number and like all converse with each other. Yeah, so and so, and they'd show the number. Like, I just think I sucked at it, and it just became a thing because other people do it.
Speaking of numbers and pick my favorite number, someone actually put my favorite number. So we're going to go with Ruben Reyes.
Hey,
Ruben, all right.
There we go.
Heck yeah.
Awesome, Ruben. So, guys, again, this is for the glitter variant Anime Expo Thorn Princess, and thanks to V Dizzle, we went ahead and she just picked Ruben Reyes. So, Ruben, congratulations. Please make sure you are following Professor FiGPiN on Instagram. Has some great content there for sure. He's always going ahead and making sure, trying to stay as up to date as possible with his postings. As quick as announcements come up, and Ruben, if you can go ahead and reach out to him there, he will go ahead and make sure that he is getting that AX Princess Thorn Anime Expo exclusive to you. So congratulations.
Thank you very much, Professor. Always greatly appreciated.
Thanks, Professor.
You see, Queen Nerd is protecting you, Battle. Not you see? She said, look, numbers do work.
Yes. See? Came in clutch. So what was your favorite number? I missed it.
It's kind of funny, but it's actually 13. Somehow it just happens to be my lucky number. I see it everywhere. Like those numbers, you see the same number over and over and over again. I always see the number 13 everywhere.
Very cool. Are you excited for Friday the 13th coming up in October?
Depends on what I'm doing.
I am excited to go ahead and see if there is any Halloween stuff coming up this, for FiGPiN.
Yeah.
Last year we had the Hello Kitty bones.
Those were so cute.
Yeah, those are definitely amazing. So hopefully there's something cool that FiGPiN's doing for sure for this year. So
yeah.
So I'm probably thinking a little off, but I wanted to mention this earlier when we were chatting about it. The fact that we got that epic Demon Slayer villain, do you think this could be a little precursor to possibly a heck of a lot more villains to be coming out across multiple licenses? Or do you think that that should happen to be like a one-off, a few and far between, kind of like we've seen with some of the Disney villains? What are your thoughts there?
So. I hope so.
I mean, there's not a lack of villains in Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
So I think that they, just as much as, there are obviously the Hashira and then, the three main characters, you have plenty of villains that are just as big at, besides that whole pot guy from the third or the fourth season of which talk about filler episodes. Go check out those episodes last season. Where it takes them 3 episodes to kill the guy in the pot. So
yeah. Oh my god.
I loved how the season finished. I thought it was a great ending battle.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm no spoilers here, but I think that it was definitely amazing.
Yeah.
What happened at the end of that season. So I'm excited for the next one. But talk about some filler episodes. That pot battle was.
Pot battle.
Yep.
I'm just really hoping we get some awesome more villains of like Lord Zed, some Power Ranger ones, maybe a couple. Man, the options are limitless here. They should, for a long
speaking
time
of Power Rangers, they should make from the Power Rangers movie, them in their ninja forms.
Oh yes. So like that, like with the masks on, right, where they were just like in soft cloth.
And they have the different animals.
That was such a fun movie.
I love that.
There's another one you watch and you're like,
oh, and then the movie version of their Power Ranger suits, because they were different too.
Yep.
The one with Ivan Ooze.
Yes.
Ivan Ooze would be a sweet villain one too.
That'd be cool too.
I like the pig guy.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he's
with the helmet.
Yeah. Goldar was always my favorite. I like him. He's cool.
I'm pretty sure it was the pig guy that would just straight up eat the Power Rangers. Like you just gobble them down.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that FiGPiN missed the boat with the Power Rangers by having the commons be the 5 characters in like regular clothing? Obviously they all had kind of their iconic red, yellow. They always wore those colors as part of their regular outfit. And then the chase was them in their Power Ranger outfit.
Oh yeah.
I haven't thought about that. I guess that's a good idea. Like maybe.
I mean, you have to obviously pick a license though, because there's obviously all the different, characters that they've, iterated throughout the different series. But I mean, I think you have to go ahead and stick with the original 5, right? That those would be the most iconic, I think. So, still are the most iconic, right?
Speaking of this, I don't even think this is a leaks or possible. I have my hopes way too high. But people have been posting online and in chats and all this that we're supposed to be getting some kind of drop of some kind of new Power Rangers or box set or something. And I've been glued to my phone waiting and wishing, but it hasn't happened yet, which I think is hilarious. But I still hope when and if it comes Getty and I are onto something where it's like XLs of their Dragon Zords or some kind of variant. A glitter set would be dope, but
Mhm.
and I would like to see a little something.
Yeah,
I think some minis of their weapons would be epic.
that'd be cool. I would definitely get those.
Yeah.
And then like if you collect all of the minis of their weapons and you put them all into the app, you can make the one that goes all together like their blasters, and then you can redeem the pin if you get them all.
There you go, man.
All their individual little mini Zords, and then if you get them all, you get the Megazord.
Yeah, that'd be
That'd be
sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah, like heck, it could be the normal 3-inch if you get like the ones they call upon, and then like Tyrannosaurus, and then they all merge in. You get the Megazord, and then you could also have another. I bet it would be a 3-inch pin, but like his power sword that comes flying down from the sky, you could get.
yeah,
That'd be freaking sweet.
Saba.
And
Um,
you know what? I bet you could do a lot of these types of things with like probably Sailor Moon too. And we would need to know your lore knowledge, but I'm sure you could equip them with minis and XLs to make them all powerful.
I could.
I'm pretty sure Wookie Pool is, ragging on you also, Battle, saying that she thinks that there's a PR box set in the works as well.
That's what people are saying. When, where, how, why? Give it to me now.
It's me now.
So before we wrap things up, and I just want to go back to NYCC. We've had Dragon Ball, right? Because we leaked Vegeta last week. We know we're getting a Sailor Moon because of the leak today.
Yeah.
We have JJK, Demon Slayer. Why can't I think of the other one? JJK, Demon Slayer. What is it? Oh, Chainsaw Man. I don't know. That was probably the most important one, right? So that's 3, 5, and then 6 with the logo. We had, I think, 15 to 16 pins at SDCC. So we have quite a few more to go ahead and go. And because we'll start with you. What guesses do you have of licenses that they'll go ahead and showcase at NYCC? We have JJK, we have Demon Slayer, we have Chainsaw Man, which is a new license. We have Dragon Ball, and then we have Sailor Moon.
Oh gosh. I don't know. It probably won't be Sailor Moon because they don't get that much love. I wish they do though.
Yeah, I think it's probably just going to be one, probably that one.
Probably one of the bigger ones, Dragon Ball.
So Getty Up is telling me it was 14 pins plus the box set. So thanks. Well, and that's 14 pins plus the box set. That was only at the FiGPiN booth. So you obviously had Bait had their logo. Well, their logo available there. Can't remember the other retailers that had stuff at SCCC. So there was more FiGPiNs available throughout the con. I'm just talking about FiGPiN specifically, that what we'll see there, at their booth. So Queen Nerd is hoping One Piece.
Man, I hope that they have an epic edition of an Anakin Vader from Ahsoka crossover in there.
Have you been keeping up with Ahsoka?
I tried to put it on earlier today, not realizing what day it was, and I started. I'm like, what the heck? I scrolled. I'm like, oh yeah, it's tonight during our show. I gotta wait one more day.
Vicky, what about you? Have you been watching it?
Yeah, I'm caught up.
Vicky, what about you?
You did?
No, not me. Got a lot of other things I gotta finish watching. Got that.
Yeah, I mean, so Battle, what about you? What thoughts do you have for other licenses that we'll go ahead and see at NYCC?
So I would definitely like to see the Star Wars I just mentioned. I definitely am on the hopes that this isn't the single Chainsaw Man that we'll be seeing. I hope we actually get the main guy that we have seen a floating picture of before. I have a feeling that we might get a gold Sonic. I just say Sonic because Eggman was at the last one, and I really want me a Super Sonic, and I haven't gotten me a mini one yet.
That would be cool.
And how about a? I'll think on my last one. I'll come up with an oddball one.
So I'm thinking Disney's gonna have to be represented for sure. Not in Marvel, but some Disney character. There's gonna be I'm gonna say that's probably gonna be something with Spider-Man, since it's being New York. But again, there's gonna be a Marvel character for sure. Man, I'm trying to think of what else.
Yeah, it's kind of hard because
like I'm thinking, I mean, obviously Yu-Gi-Oh's been having a really good track record at the con, so I'm thinking that there might be a Yu-Gi-Oh pin. I mean, I only because my kids like playing this game, but probably Minecraft because that's another con exclusives that's have been going well.
Maybe a Hello Kitty that some people would really enjoy.
Yeah, Hello Kitty has been fun. So I'm telling you, I would love to go ahead and see if they're bringing back XLs, which Dan confirmed at SDCC. What better way to go ahead and kick it off than at the Big Apple, right? Like you got to go ahead and go big or go home, right? So
yeah,
let's go ahead and have an XL exclusive be at NYCC. Don't care what the license is, although King Kong would be great.
That would be
was
cool.
it on the show that we were talking about, like have the Empire State Building, a Kong, and then maybe like a Godzilla that we could battle them all out?
Absolutely, man.
I would love a Godzilla. That'd be cool.
Heck yeah. I mean, we haven't had a Godzilla in a while. That would be a pretty neat little one to get.
For sure.
Maybe
well,
even
I would like to go ahead and see. I mean, there's so many characters from Godzilla. I would love to go ahead and see them do more than just Godzilla.
Yeah.
Man,
but I mean,
what if it was that iconic pose in the new movie where he's throwing his head back and that beam coming straight out? To like have it light up the sky, like that would be an epic pin.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man, this is kind of the fun leading up to. Is like you just never know, and they always pull some bangers out that you weren't expecting. So I'm excited to see what they come up with.
Sure.
You know me, I was ecstatic when I saw that glitter Green Ranger at San Diego Comic-Con, and that to this day is still with me in my truck. I am traveling everywhere with it. I wouldn't mind seeing another Michael Keaton Batman show up. Yeah, I'll go with that. I wouldn't mind seeing another Michael Keaton Batman at Comic-Con. That'd be super fun.
I know that I said that we were about to go, but Vicky, are you able to get the ultras yet? Had you gotten any of the ultras previously?
Not the ultras yet, no. I need more points.
Okay. So Battle, did you order your Ultra for Batman?
Darn right.
We brought up Batman, and I just thought about that. So I did see that some people have already received it. I did get my shipping info for it for yesterday. So hopefully it'll be here by the end of the week, if not early next week. So yeah, I mean, if you have not, make sure you're checking out either your email or going onto your FiGPiN account to go ahead and check out the tracking information if it got sent to you yet. But yeah, I've been seeing some people posting it, so.
Hopefully I'll be able to get to it by the end of the week with all my other packages on there.
Well, we went
so
way
funny.
over.
My father-in-law calls me all the time, like, got another package. It's on the bed. Can't stack them any higher. Well, there's another one coming again. All right.
I feel that.
All good, man. And wait till you go back from the NYCC, man.
So, the last time first time I left your house with I stole one of your suitcases, massive suitcases full of pins.
Yep.
Then this last time we were leaving San Diego, I had to put all of my clothes and Casey's clothes in a duffel bag. I mean, that thing was exploding at the seams, and both our luggage bags only had toys, pins, comic books. Like, I'm running out of room.
Too funny.
Yeah.
Well, Vicky, it has been an absolute pleasure. Hopefully we get to go ahead and meet you one day in person at either a con or an event. But if you would like to go ahead and give one more opportunity to plug your social media, where we can find you, we'd love to go ahead and have you do that right now.
All right. My main is just Instagram, Sailor V. What is my, Sailor_V Dizzle. There we go.
Yeah. So guys, if you are, like Sailor Moon content, I mean, I've looked at some of Vicky's stuff. She does a great job with her social media. So make sure that you're checking her out. Thank you, Professor FiGPiN, again, for making the contact between us two. It's definitely been a pleasure for sure. Battle, Vicky, if you've never got to this far in the show, we kind of pay homage to the old name of our show, which we started when we were on FiGPiN Boosters, which is another FiGPiN group within Facebook. So we go ahead and just battle countdown. Hopefully he does it from 3. Sometimes he picks whatever number he wants to count down from. We go ahead and shout out Boost Awesome. Guys, it has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for everything. We apologize about, Vicky, for taking so much time away from your family. So thank you for hanging with us.
It was a blast.
We'll catch you next time. We might not be here next week because I know that Battle might be in the midst of working, trying to get his last licks in before he can get off. Maybe we'll have a show next week because you might be off at that point, right?
I should be off Sunday. So
Okay.
yes, I will be.
All right.
But traveling, right?
Yeah, I think you'll be.
I might be driving in from Mexico or flying to
Okay, so we'll keep everyone updated, but if not, we will probably not have an episode during the week of NYCC, but we'll go ahead and obviously post stuff, on our social medias as well with all that.
Probably have a couple lives from Alliance Fest. Maybe have another banger exclusive drop of like the Attack on Titan box set like we did. So
amazing.
Gorgeous.
It was great timing for sure, Battle. It was great for you to catch that like that. So
yes. Very
fun. All right, guys. We will catch you next time. Vicky, it has been a pleasure. Battle, you can count this down, man.
Thanks so much for being a guest. We've missed you guys greatly. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you very soon. In 3, 2, 1. Battle awesome.
FiGPiN awesome.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Love it.